Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are taking a stack of research that honestly I thought I already understood.
Right.
And we're just completely dismantling it. We are talking about Thai cuisine.
Yes, we are.
And I know you're probably thinking, I know Thai food. I've had pad Thai. I know it's spicy.
And that is exactly where we need to start. Because if you look at the source material, especially the encyclopedic records and the work of chefs like David Thompson, the idea that Thai food is just defined by being, spicy, it's actually a massive oversimplification.
Yeah.
It's almost a complete misunderstanding of the whole philosophy.
There's this quote from Thompson in the notes that I absolutely loved. He says, Thai cooking isn't about simplicity. It's about, quote, juggling disparate elements to create a harmonious finish. He compares it to a musical chord.
Such a beautiful analogy. I mean, think about a complex chord on a piano. You have 3 or 4 different notes played simultaneously.
Yeah.
And individually, they might actually sound dissonant or like they're clashing, but together they create this smooth, unified sound. That is the ultimate goal of a Thai dish. You are balancing extremes to create a center.
So our mission today is to basically decode that chord. We're going to look at the history, which involves a genuinely mind-blowing fact about where chili peppers actually come from.
Yes.
We'll break down the 4 culinary regions that are totally distinct, and we're going to talk about a literal robot built by the government to taste test soup.
The E-Delicious machine. It sounds like science fiction, but it is very, very real.
But let's start with the basics. If the musical chord is the philosophy here, what are the actual notes?
So broadly speaking, Thai cuisine is the interplay of 4 primary sensations: sweet, sour, salty, and spicy.
Okay.
Now, Western palates often just get hit with the spicy note and completely miss the rest. But the balance is the key. And historically, the way these flavors are delivered falls into 4 broad categories of dishes.
Sure.
You have tom, which are boiled dishes; yam, which are the spicy salads; tam, which refers to pounded foods.
Wait, pounded? You mean like with a mortar and pestle?
Exactly. And the pounded category is distinct from, say, chopped or blended.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When you pound a chili or a clove of garlic with a heavy pestle, you're actually crushing the cell walls in a way that releases oils and aromatics that a knife just doesn't.
Huh.
It literally changes the texture and the flavor release.
So throwing it in a food processor technically changes the taste of the food compared to doing it by hand.
Significantly, yes.
Wow.
And then the 4th category is keng, which we usually translate as curry, though the Thai definition is much looser than, say, the Indian definition of a curry.
Right.
But before we even get to the curries or the salads, we really have to talk about the canvas, the thing that holds the entire chord together: rice.
Rice is king. The research was extremely clear on this point.
Oh, it is way more than king. It's the linguistic anchor of the whole culture. In Thai, the word for rice is cow. But cow is also just the generic word for food.
So they're completely interchangeable.
Essentially, yeah. There is a very common greeting, king cow ru yang. It literally translates to, have you eaten rice yet?
But practically it just means, how are you?
Exactly.
Right.
You could have just eaten a massive steak or a sandwich, but the question is always about rice.
Yeah.
It implies that a meal without rice isn't really a meal at all.
That is a level of dietary commitment I can respect. And it's not just one type of rice, right? The notes highlighted a geographic split here that I hadn't realized before.
Yeah, and that's actually your first clue to the regional diversity we'll get into later. In the Central Plains, around Bangkok, the staple is jasmine rice. Cow home mali.
Okay.
It's fragrant, long grain, grows really well in the wet paddies. But if you go north or northeast, the absolute staple is sticky rice, khao niang.
Sticky rice is the best. It's basically an edible utensil.
It is. It creates completely different dining experience. You use your hands, you ball it up, you dip it into things. It's very tactile.
Yeah.
And rice is so central to the culture that you even have dishes like khao chai, which is rice served in jasmine-flavored ice water.
Rice and ice water. That sounds, I don't know, soggy.
It's a summer dish.
Yeah.
You have to remember, before air conditioning, the hot season in Thailand was brutal.
Oh, true.
Khao chai is incredibly refreshing, floral, savory. It's served with these very intricate side dishes. It just shows how versatile this single grain is.
Okay, so we have the foundation, the rice, and we have the 4 flavors. But let's go back to that spicy note, because there is a historical plot twist here that genuinely shocked me when I was reading the sources.
Ah, yes. This is the big reveal for anyone studying Asian culinary history. The chili pepper, the ingredient that we all think of as the absolute soul of Thai heat, is not native to Thailand.
It's not native to Asia at all.
Correct. Chilies are a New World crop. They did not arrive in Thailand until the Columbian Exchange,
That is wild.
likely in the 16th or 17th century, brought over by Portuguese and Spanish ships.
This just blows my mind. So for thousands of years, the people in this region were cooking food that had zero chilies in it.
Nero. None.
Was it just bland then?
Not at all. But the source of the heat was completely different. They relied heavily on black pepper, garlic, galangal, ginger.
Okay.
These ingredients provide heat, but it's a different kind of burn. It's a slow, warming heat, not that explosive, sharp punch you get from, say, a bird's eye chili.
It's amazing to think about how quickly a culture can just adopt a completely foreign ingredient and make it their defining feature. I mean, can you imagine Thai food today without chilies?
It's really hard to do. But that is the genius of Thai cuisine. It is incredibly adaptive. It has always been this melting pot. You have a massive influence from India, which brought the use of dried spices like cumin and coriander, and the whole concept of using food as herbal medicine.
Right. And then from the other side, you have China.
Exactly. The wok.
Yes.
Yeah.
The wok, stir-frying, deep-frying, and noodles.
Yep. The word for noodles, kuai xiao, is a direct loan word from Teochew Chinese.
So you basically have Indian spices colliding with Chinese cooking techniques, and then the Portuguese just show up with chilies.
And it wasn't just chilies the Portuguese brought. We have to talk about dessert.
Oh, yes, the golden desserts. This story about Maria Guiomar de Pina.
It is such a fascinating slice of history. So in the 17th century, the capital was Ayutthaya, which was this incredibly cosmopolitan trading hub.
Right.
And Maria Guiomar de Pina was a woman of mixed ancestry, Japanese, Portuguese, Bengali. She lived in Ayutthaya and actually worked in the royal kitchens.
And she introduced eggs to dessert.
Specifically, egg yolks and sugar syrup. Traditional Thai sweets were mostly just coconut, flour, and palm sugar. Maria adapted Portuguese recipes that normally used cow's milk and egg yolks.
But dairy wasn't really a thing there.
Exactly. Since dairy wasn't common in Thailand, she swapped in coconut milk but kept the egg yolks.
And created things like phoi thong.
Golden threads. It's literally egg yolks boiled in syrup until they form these long, sweet strands. It's totally Portuguese in its technique, but it became a signature Thai dessert.
It just reinforces that whole idea of the melting pot. Okay, so we've established that Thai food is this historical hybrid, but the research also strongly suggests it's geographically fragmented. We tend to just say Thai food, but a curry in the north is apparently completely different from a curry in the south.
Absolutely. Treating Thailand as a single culinary block is like saying American food and lumping Texas barbecue in with New England clam chowder.
Good point.
They are completely distinct ecosystems. You can roughly divide the country into 4 main culinary regions.
Let's take a tour. Start us in the center.
So the central region is the mixing bowl. This is the Chao Phraya River Delta, home to Bangkok and the old capital Ayutthaya. Because it's a trade hub, the food here is the most complex. It blends everything together.
Okay.
This is where you find the really heavy use of coconut milk, and the flavor profile is generally that standard balance of sweet, sour, salty, and spicy all at once.
So this is what most of us get at a standard Thai takeout place in the West. Green curry, red curry.
Correct. It's also the home of royal cuisine, which we'll touch on in a minute. But from there, let's head north to Lana.
And the geography here changes everything.
Completely. You are up in the mountains, cooler valleys, bordering Burma and Laos. And the first thing you notice, no coconut trees.
So no coconut milk in the curry.
Traditionally, very little. Coconuts just don't thrive in the cool, dry winters of the north. So northern curries, like Kai Kai, are broth-based.
Interesting.
They're highly herbal, spicy, bitter even, loaded with jungle vegetables. But they don't have that creamy sweetness we usually associate with a Thai curry.
But wait, I have to stop you there. The most famous northern dish, the one everyone is always posting on Instagram, is khao soi, and that is a noodle soup literally swimming in rich coconut milk.
Ah, but that is the exception that proves the rule.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Khao soi is actually a result of the caravan trade. It came from Chinese Muslim traders coming down from Yunnan. It's a dish born entirely of the trade routes. It's not originally native Lana food in the ancient sense, but it has absolutely become the region's mascot today.
I love that. A foreign dish becomes the core regional identity. Okay, moving to the northeast, Isan. This seems to be the region that hardcore foodies are completely obsessed with right now.
Isan is the soul of the peasantry in many ways. It's an arid plateau bordering Laos and Cambodia. It's hot, it's dry, and the food here is intense.
Intense how?
Well, it's not about that polite balance of the central region. It's about extremes. Very spicy, very sour, and very salty.
And the salt doesn't come from that clear fish sauce we all know, right?
No, it doesn't. In the West, and mostly in central Thailand, we use nam pla, the clear amber liquid. But Isan uses pla ra.
Clara.
Yes, it's opaque, it's thick, and it's made from fermented fish chunks. It is incredibly pungent.
The notes described it as having a, quote, deep savory funk.
That's a very polite way to put it. For the uninitiated, it can be completely overpowering. But it provides a depth of umami that makes Isan food incredibly addictive. And this is also the region where protein gets quite resourceful.
You're talking about the insects.
I am. It is a massive industry. There's something like 20,000 cricket farms in Thailand, and most are right there in the Northeast.
I saw the bamboo worm mentioned in the sources, the rot duan.
Literally translates to express train because it looks like a little train car.
That's hilarious.
They deep fry them. And honestly, if you can get past the visual, it tastes like a nutty potato chip or popcorn.
Yeah.
Just this crunchy, salty snack.
I'll take your word for it. And Sumtam, the famous papaya salad, is from here too.
Yes, but be warned. The Bangkok version you might know is sweet and mild, often with peanuts and dried shrimp.
Yeah.
The real Isan version uses plara, salted field crabs, and a frankly frightening amount of chili. It is a completely different beast.
Noted. Proceed with caution. Finally, let's go south.
The south is a tropical peninsula. You have oceans on both sides, Malaysia to the south. Down here, turmeric is king.
So that's why southern curries are often yellow?
Exactly. And because you are surrounded by palm trees, the coconut milk usage is very heavy. It's rich, oily, and fiercely spicy. Think dishes like kung kai pla, which is a fish innards curry.
Wow. And this is where Massaman curry comes from.
Yes. Massaman is fascinating because the name itself is related to the word Muslim. It reflects the Persian and Indian traders who came through the southern ports.
Oh, that makes sense.
It uses dried spices like cardamom, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, the things that you rarely ever see in other Thai curries. It's a true hybrid dish.
It was actually ranked #1 in a CNN poll of the world's best foods a while back.
And it deserves it. It's a powerhouse of flavor. It has the richness of the coconut, the depth of the dried spices, and the heat of the chili.
So we've toured the regions. Now imagine I am sitting down to eat this incredible spread of food. I pick up my chopsticks, and you are looking at me like I've just committed a crime.
Well, maybe not a crime, but perhaps a minor cultural faux pas. There's a very common misconception in the West that all Thai food is eaten with chopsticks.
But I see chopsticks in Thai restaurants all the time.
You do, but traditionally, chopsticks are only used for noodle dishes. The kway teow we mentioned earlier.
Ah, the Chinese influence.
Exactly. If you are eating rice and curry, which is the core meal, chopsticks are actually very impractical. The rice literally falls through them.
So what is the actual tool of choice?
The spoon and fork. But there is a very specific system to it. You hold the spoon in your right hand and the fork in your left. The fork is just a tool, kind of like a hoe or a shovel's assistant.
Okay.
You use the fork to push the rice and curry onto the scone, and the spoon goes into your mouth. The fork never actually touches your lips.
Really? Why is that? Is it considered dirty?
It's just considered crude. It's simply not how it's done.
Where did this even come from? Because spoons and forks aren't exactly ancient Asian utensils.
No, they're a relatively modern adaptation. The practice was introduced by King Chulalongkorn, Rama IV, in 1897. He toured Europe, saw Western dining habits, and decided to modernize Thai etiquette. Before that, people mostly ate with their hands, which, by the way, is still the best and most traditional way to eat sticky rice in the North and Northeast.
So the fork and spoon is basically a royal decree.
Pretty much.
Well, speaking of royalty, I often see Royal Thai Cuisine or a Han Chao Wang on menus. Is this actually different food, or is it just marketing to charge an extra $5 for my green curry?
That is a subject of intense debate among food historians. If you look at the source material, specifically Chef McDang, who's a huge authority and actually descended from the royal family himself, he argues that the flavor of royal cuisine isn't fundamentally different. The soul of the dish is the same.
So what makes it royal then?
Labor and presentation. It is all about refinement. In true royal cuisine, you will never find a bone. You will never encounter a stray fruit seed.
Okay.
The fish is entirely deboned. The vegetables are carved into these intricate flowers or geometric shapes.
It's like the high-definition version of the food.
That's a great way to put it. And the flavors are often tamed. You won't find the extreme stink of the plara or the face-melting heat of a jungle curry. It's polite food.
Right.
It's balanced, elegant, very pretty, but it's not necessarily tastier than what a grandmother in a rural village is cooking.
Well, speaking of exporting a specific image of Thai food, the polite, elegant version, we have to talk about the government. Because I had absolutely no idea that the proliferation of Thai restaurants around the world was a calculated geopolitical strategy.
It is arguably the most successful example of gastro-diplomacy in modern history.
When did this even start?
Around 2002. The Thai government realized that their food was their single strongest cultural export. People everywhere loved it, so they officially launched the Kitchen of the World campaign.
What was the actual goal?
Pure numbers, initially. They wanted to increase the number of Thai restaurants overseas from about 5,500 to 8,000.
Did it work?
Massively. By 2011, they had hit 10,000. Today, there are probably well over 15,000.
But how does a government practically do that? Do they own the restaurants?
No, they facilitated them. They made it incredibly easy for private investors. They offered loans. They set up specific visa pathways for Thai chefs to go abroad. But the craziest part was the master restaurant plans.
Yeah, this sounded like something straight out of a corporate franchise handbook.
It basically was. The government created pre-approved business plans. As an investor, you could choose from 3 tiers: fast food, mid-range, or high-end.
Wow.
They provided the blueprints, the decor guidelines, the menu templates, and even the supply chains for sourcing authentic ingredients.
So if you go to a Thai restaurant in Denver and then one in London, and they both have that exact same purple orchid, the dark wood paneling, and the waitstaff in silk, that's not a coincidence.
Not at all. It is highly likely by design. They standardized the brand of Thailand. But this intense desire for standardization eventually led to something, frankly, bizarre.
The robot. Please, we have to talk about the robot.
The Thai Delicious Project.
Yeah.
Yes. The government actually allocated a significant budget to develop an intelligent robot, the E-Delicious machine.
I still can't believe this is real. What does it actually do? Does it have a little mouth?
No mouth. It's essentially a box packed with sensors. It has 10 sensors that measure conductivity, acidity, and specific chemical signatures.
Okay.
The idea was to scan a dish, say a tom yum goong, and the machine would give it a score from 1 to 100 based on how authentic it tasted.
Wait, how does a robot know what authentic tastes like? Taste is entirely subjective.
They tried to solve that. They held massive tastings with students and workers at Chulalongkorn University. They established a standard flavor profile based on those preferences, essentially crowdsourcing the perfect taste, and then programmed that exact chemical data into the machine.
So if I make a soup, the robot scans it, compares it to the database, and just gives me a grade.
Exactly. If you scored an 80 or above, you were considered standard. The government actually considered issuing E-Delicious logos to restaurants that passed the test to prove their authenticity.
That feels incredibly dystopian to me. A government robot deciding if my curry has enough soul.
It raises a massive philosophical question, doesn't it? Food is a living culture. It constantly evolves. If a grandmother in a village makes a tom yam that is slightly too sour or uses a different herb because that's what grew in her garden that week, is she wrong?
It implies there is only one correct way to be Thai.
Precisely. It prioritizes consistency over character. It's the literal industrialization of a national cuisine. And critics strongly argue that if you freeze a cuisine in a database, you stop it from growing.
And speaking of industrialization, the Kitchen of the World campaign didn't just affect restaurants abroad, it deeply affected the farms back home. The research touched on some much darker sides of this massive boom.
Well, you can't feed the world without drastically scaling up agriculture. And unfortunately, Thailand now ranks very high in the use of agricultural chemicals.
Yeah, I saw a stat in the notes from 2019 that was pretty alarming.
Yes. The Thai Pesticide Alert Network released a report finding that something like 41% of produce samples they tested had unsafe levels of chemical residues.
That is a significant challenge for them.
It is. When the demand is global, the pressure on the local farmers is immense. There are also rising issues with authenticity in the supply chain itself.
Like what?
Things like mislabeling pork as halal to sell to Muslim markets, or producing fish sauce that is so diluted it doesn't even meet the minimum nitrogen standards to be legally considered real nampla.
So the incredible success of Kitchen of the World comes with a serious cost. Quantity can threaten quality.
It's the double-edged sword of becoming a global food superpower. You get the massive economic boost and the soft power influence, but you risk commodifying and diluting the very heritage you were trying to celebrate.
So what does this all mean for you, the hungry listener? We have traveled from the 16th century arrival of the chili pepper through the four completely distinct regions all the way to a robot judging soup authenticity.
I think the main takeaway from all the sources is to embrace the complexity. Thai food isn't just one thing. It isn't just spicy.
All right.
It's a dynamic, living entity. It absorbed the chili and made it its own. It absorbed the spoon and fork. It adapted to the world.
And as eaters, we should really respect that diversity. Don't go to a northern Thai restaurant and demand coconut milk just because that's what you assume Thai food is.
Exactly. Eat what the locals eat, how they eat it, and maybe, just maybe, be brave enough to try the fermented fish sauce.
I am definitely going to try the spoon and cork method next time. No more struggling with rice falling through my chopsticks.
You sure? Well, thank you.
Before we go, I want to leave you with a thought about that E-Delicious robot. If we start defining good or authentic food by a standardized, rigid data set, do we risk losing the happy accidents? The strange little variations that actually create new traditions? If perfect Thai food is just bureaucratic Thai food, is it even delicious anymore?
That is the big question. If we prioritize perfection, we might just lose the soul. I'd take a slightly imperfect, handmade curry over a robot-approved standard any day.
Me too. Thanks for diving deep with us into the world of Thai cuisine. Go out there, order something you've never tried before, maybe the insects if you're feeling brave, and we will catch you on the next one.
Sawaz di Krupp.